Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Satanic Math with Reverend Black. I am your host, Reverend Black, and today we have with us the Koffin Cats. Guys, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, real good. You guys had a fucking hell of a show. Killed it.
This was a good time tonight.
Again.
Good Tuesday night right here.
Right on. Yeah, it was a pretty good turnout for a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting, with being Tuesday, I was like, fuck, I wish you guys would have had a weekend show, but
we'll take this.
It turned out pretty damn well. So
we always have a saying, if every night could be a Saturday night on tour, that'd be awesome. But unfortunately, it can't. But no, we have a lot of cool people that come out, and even though it's work night, like we get it. We know what it's like to punch a time clock in the morning, and you've been out until 2 a.m. the night before. I know, but like we got people that come out and still support us on the work nights, school nights, and it's awesome. And that's what's been helping us go all those years.
Well, hell yeah! Without support, you can't get fucking anywhere, right? How long have you guys been together now? I know.
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah, June will be the 20-year anniversary of the band, so
nice.
Pretty exciting year.
Yeah, that's great. Kicking the hard for a long time. Right on. So, were you reviewing previously any other bands, or did
We all kind of grew up together. Vic and Eric went to school together, so they played in some high school bands, and I was in my city playing in some high school bands, so we kind of crossed paths, and way in the early sloppy days, and then me and Vic kind of just clicked and wanted to start a band that was going to go somewhere outside of our cities.
Yeah, I think I had I was in 14 different bands ranging from, I think when we started Koffin Cats when I was 20, I started being in bands when I was 13. But I always wanted to go on tour. So it was kind of like start a band, and if it was feeling like, people weren't jiving to be wanting to go on the road, or, their lives weren't set up for it, it'd be like, all right, it was fun, start a different band, join a different band. It was always, the idea was get out of Michigan, leave, and go play somewhere else, and see what happens. And finally that all worked out. We started the band in June of 2003, and our drummer at the time, Damien, had said, hey, let's try to get to California by July of 2004. And July of 2004, we were in California. And I mean, that was on a coast-to-coast tour in a 1987 E350 Econoline that was held together with tech screws and duct tape.
right on?
It was awesome. It was a wing and a prayer the whole tour, and it made it all the way until we were like 80 miles outside Detroit. We lost the power steering pump.
Oh, no.
But we still made it home, and we used it for the rest of that summer.
I can still steer.
Yeah.
Right?
Just takes two of us.
Yeah, those things without no power steering pump, they keep you so hell.
Yeah, especially hungover.
Right?
Still drunk.
So, if you could describe your band in one word, what would that one word be?
Oh man.
I get some weird fucking answers out of this, so that's kind of why I do it.
It's just one word, Tom.
One word.
Fuck. I was gonna say fun.
Oh yeah. That's fucking fun.
Yeah.
Fucking fun.
There you go.
There you go.
Put the two together. Yep.
Sweet. I'm gonna take that. I think that's fucking great. Or fucking fun.
With the excuse,
right?
We like to have a good time, and
It shows.
we wouldn't be doing this if we weren't having a good time. And it's to be able, people pay money at the door to forget what the hell went on earlier in that day. They paid money at the door to come through and have an experience, and that is our number one priority at all times. When we get on stage, to make sure people are having fun. We've never really been like a tough guy band or anything like that. It was always more about the party and having people experience a good time.
I would say too, You don't get to see run-of-the-mill bands all day long. You don't get to see a great band all the fucking time. It is
You
a
guys
treat.
are definitely a
I
fucking
was just
great
talking about
band.
us.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to sound stupid and say something. Set this one out.
So, I know you guys have been to a bunch of different shows, been touring for a long, I guess I should talk into this thing, been touring for a long fucking time. What is one of the strangest things that you've witnessed at one of your shows? Anything fucking stand out to you that you're like, oh, that fucking time?
Man, there's been some times, and there would be, I can't think of. There's been some weird shit that's happened. I mean, we're approaching almost 3,000 shows, so yeah, some weird shit's gonna go down. I was just thinking about this one the other day though. Is we're playing in Las Vegas at I can't remember the name of the venue, but playing at Las Vegas, and it was like around Halloween because a lot of people were dressed up and everything. I remember that. And there was a mosh pit going on, and all of a sudden this girl's like, I broke my finger, and she like took her finger and held it up in front of me and like bent it all the way back, and like it was all mangled looking, and I remember just being like, I'm pretty drunk right now, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna puke right now. I was just thinking about just seeing that elastic finger just bend all the way backwards, be like, I broke my finger, like. Probably get out of the pit, yeah.
Right? Yeah. I think that
You
would have.
forget anything?
On the spot. I mean, the computer monitor's going through the stained glass and Jewish
At the Jewish mother, yeah.
What city is that?
Fucking
Virginia
Beach, right?
Yeah. Show was going on, and the store next door was an old computer monitor type store, and they had a bunch outside just sitting there at the curb.
They threw them away in the alley.
Yeah, and somebody got thrown out of the show, and in came a computer coming through this beautiful stained glass, and yeah, it was a wild show.
I remember it was 2007 because that was the tour of Necromantics, and they were playing, and somebody got roughed up in the pit, and somebody got thrown out, and the guy that got thrown out threw a fit and threw this fucking computer monitor through this historic glass window. Like this club, the Jewish Mother, was a historic blues club, like a lot of big names came through this room. And it was like, oh man. And they still had us back a couple times after that though. So
Yeah, well, yeah, that sucks for that venue, but
yeah.
Makes for a good story though.
Oh, yeah. It's not there anymore.
So, if you guys could name with any artist, dead or alive, who would that be?
I want to kick it with Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Right.
I've kicked it with Alice Cooper
Right on.
Damn it. Now I'm jealous.
at the NAMM show.
Oh, no shit. We've met up, but nothing more than like, hi, we're nervous to meet Alice Cooper.
I was too. Go to the sandwich shop in Arizona if you're ever there.
He was there? Say what?
He owns a sandwich shop in Arizona.
Oh, that's right. Somebody just was telling us about that recently.
Yeah. If you go there, he'll probably be there.
No shit.
Yep.
I just think it's cool with his roots being from Detroit, and we're from the Detroit area, and like he went to like some like schools that are like in our neighborhood and shit. And so, I mean, I would hope that people realize the influence that he had on like horror, rock and roll, and just everything that came after that. I mean, we might not even exist if Alice Cooper didn't exist, you know. And so, I mean, he is the reason that, like Iggy Pop to punk rock, he is the reason that horror, rock and roll exists, in my opinion. I mean, yes, there are, you know, you got your, Screaming Jay Hawkins and all that stuff. Yeah, but I'm talking about just like rock and roll, just chopping heads off on stage, theatrics, blood, guts, and all that
Giant
stuff.
spiders.
That was,
Yes.
you know, Alice.
Gotta love Alice. So, I guess that kind of leads into like the next question. Musical inspirations. I'm taking it out of people might be musical inspirations. What other musical inspirations would you say that influence your guys' music?
A lot of Southern California, Bad Religion, Pennywise kind of stuff. Pepper and some Motley Crue during that phase of our career.
Him and I basically have the same musical taste, and that was one of the things that drew us like together to start a band and get it going. Is that him and I, we both love like Bad Religion, Pennywise, all the Southern California skate punk and all that. But we also love like Reverend Horton Heat, Stray Cats, and at that time the Living End were getting started in the States, and Necromantics, Manson, Demanded Our Go, we can rattle off all the psychobilly bands, but like in the area that we were growing up, and there was psychobilly fan, the crowd itself was like, I was probably like one of maybe 5 or 6 others, you could really like it wasn't a giant scene whatsoever, so you kind of had to like invite people into the scene and say like, check this out. If you like this, then you might like this, and we were basically like flooding our friends with psychobilly CDs to like hopefully try to create some sort of scene.
I've done a very similar thing with music that I played, which we call black grass, which bluegrass mixed with punk rock, metal, whatever fuck we mix it with. So yeah, I totally get that. Being a bass player, like. Who did you look up to bass-wise? Like,
He looks up to everybody because he's short.
Well, first, I mean,
he's in his head. He's thinking,
I can tell you, my first experience was seeing upright bass in something other than like in a cartoon, in a Looney Tunes, or like in an orchestra or something on TV as a kid, was seeing Beavis and Butthead, Psychobilly Freakout from Reverend Horton Heat, and seeing Jimbo play that upright in the video. And even though it was just a short video and all that,
I know exactly which fucking episode you're talking about.
That is what set me on my path of I was just getting into like punk rock at the time and everything, and I'm like, well, what's this music right here? And that's that stand-up bass thing. That's pretty sweet, and like it got me interested in that style of music. And you could buy at that time you could buy Reverend Horton Heat CDs at the store and stuff like that because he was just getting pretty popular. And so I got I remember getting the Liquor in the Front album, and that just rocked my world. And I was pretty much set on a path of one day I'm gonna have a band like Reverend Horton Heat. I mean, it changed throughout the years, but I remember wanting a band like that and wanting an upright bass. And upright bass was still a few years away because it wasn't like they grew on trees.
No, and they're not cheap either.
I remember I had to work at a holiday job at Toys R Us when I was like 17, 16. Just work a grueling holiday service and everything at Toys R Us where people are like basically calling you the worst shit on earth because you can't find their kids' Razor scooter. Remember those Razor scooters?
Oh, yeah.
Those were really big that year at Christmas. And like, so anyway, I worked for that first upright.
That's what it takes, man.
I remember working for my first guitar, so yeah, that's fucking cool. So, well, I'm not gonna ask how many songs you guys got because that's fucking ridiculous anymore. But like albums, how many albums you guys got out now?
I think we're on 10. I think it's 9, and then if you count the split, that's 10. Somewhere right around there.
Right on. God damn, I keep on going backwards and catching that fucking light in my eye. It sucks. You guys have any favorite venues?
Reggie's in Chicago, Gothic Theater in Denver.
We all love Johnny B's.
And yes, we also love Johnny B's.
Theater in San Antonio is awesome. Used to be a place called the Showcase Theater in Corona, California. That was fucking amazing. From start to end, and that place is great.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, we got to play Canes.
You guys ever played the Caravan in San Jose?
no.
Oh man.
So
Play the Ritz. I think we played the Ritz in San Jose.
that's what
Nice.
we're playing now. Yeah. No, I mean, it sounds cliche, but every venue that will have us, we appreciate. And every venue has a different stage, and we've been to a lot of these venues over and over and over, and we kind of know how to attack each venue at this point. So that's pretty cool.
It's experience.
What's that?
It's experience.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what advice would you give to say a new upcoming band of like a similar type?
Keep at it.
Keep at it.
Yep. Just keep going. Max out all your credit cards like we did to pay them off 20 years later.
Well, before you even do all that, though, just make sure that your band members, you got chemistry with them, because otherwise you're just wasting your time.
Best advice.
So many bands get out on the road and fall apart in the first month because they realize who their friends they're playing with really are. So, if there's any advice I can give you is figure out who you're playing with first and get all that bullshit out in the air and get that all out before you guys decide to jump in a band together, because more times than not, the shit can fall right apart. So chemistry is everything.
This guy knows.
I think we all know.
Like, I can tell you, one of the things that keeps Coffin Cats going is the fact, I mean, we all see each other every day. Whether we're on the road or we're at home, we all work together either way. And, but I mean, that's just, we have a weird situation where since we were young, we set our lives up to be everything rotating around Coffin Cats. And it just worked out in our favor that our jobs, when we're not on tour, we're self-employed, and we actually work for our merch guy when we're not on tour, installing irrigation sprinkler systems. And then when we go out on the road, he's working merch
working
for us.
for you.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's a good
But
deal.
I mean, we won the lottery in the sense that we all just get along. Like, we're just one big family. And that is the secret to having a band that can actually get out there and go do it. Or you can go do it, but you're not going to have any fun. You're going to spend more time hating who you're out there with than you're actually going to be experiencing live music and having the time you should have.
Right. I hear
So
that.
there's my advice
that's
to
a killer fucking answer.
There's my advice to people that are
That is
getting into it.
the probably first.
It's
The
not,
biggest fucking
it's not,
thing
it's
that
not
people
easy.
need to realize. If you cannot tolerate the people you're with, don't even fucking try it.
Oh yeah, it's
Right?
a marriage.
So, I know we asked about if you can hang with any band or any artist, but if you could collaborate as a band with any certain artist, is there a certain artist you think would be
On top of the charts, if you're like I said.
Yeah, I'd like to collaborate with Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, Elton John or something.
On a serious note, though, I would love to collaborate with Lana Del Rey. But I mean, man, it is tough because we're in a weird situation where, like, the bands that we like look up to and got us into this, we're all friends with them and stuff. So we're in a weird situation where we could actually like reach out and be like, hey, you want to sing a verse on one of our songs? But I don't want to ruin that. There's still, like, even though you're buddies with the bands that you grew up with and all that, you still want to keep like some sort of disconnect, you know? Like, you don't want to know how the sausage is made lately. I don't know.
right? So, band name, where did it come from? Who came up with Coffin Cats? How did you come up with
That's
Coffin
easy.
Cats?
So my tattoo guy, or our tattoo guy, who's responsible for a good amount of the ink on us. Yeah, the good ones. Him and I were watching, we were hanging out in his apartment. We were watching this Japanese movie, Wild Zeros. And we were kind of making fun of like cliche sounding rockabilly and psychobilly names. And in the conversation, he had said, I always had this name rattled around in my head that I thought it'd be cool to do a band with called Koffin Cats. And I'm like, well, and Tommy and I had just started playing together and we didn't have a band name. And so I was like, that's a really catchy name. I go, I think I'm going to use that, Sam. And then we became Koffin Cats. So it was, the biggest reason behind it was a name that I couldn't believe wasn't already used. And it sounds like a name that you'd heard 100 times before. So, and then, yeah, eventually it would come, the name kind of fits our music and everything as far as I'm concerned.
I think it definitely does. I think it's fucking for sure fits the music, the vibe, and everything. So, yeah, it's rad. I know you guys probably want to get going and do some whatever, relax.
Nah, we got a 500-mile drive ahead of us. So, yeah, we'll wrap it up here in a second, but we really appreciate you.
Probably more like 700, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Go to Vancouver.
Any shows, for the last thing, any shows you want to fucking plug or anything you want to say to the people? I'm going to say first, real quick.
Okay.
We, on my show, we've been playing you guys for a while.
Thank you.
And people have like, really fucking dug it. So I was like, I'm going to reach out and try to see if I can get an interview. And you guys fucking
Here we
hooked it
are.
up. So thank you. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you. No, so we're currently out on the road doing a West Coast run right now. And I'm not sure when this is going to air, but
It's airing right
oh,
now.
there we go. So
And
www.koffincatsrock.com, Koffin Cats with K's. That is our website with all of our tour dates, or if you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. We post our tour. We have our tour date poster right now up that has all of our West Coast dates. And then I guess the show I really would like to promote too is our 20th year anniversary show in Detroit at the Magic Stick at the end of June. June 23rd, 24th.
Right on. Well, guys, I appreciate it greatly.
Thank you so much.
Again, and yes, it's been fun. The show was just fabulous. I don't know, yeah, great.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know what to say.
I just sit here.
Right? I'm
You guys are
probably
awesome.
as high as you are.
Can't wait to see you again.
We're good.
Can't wait to have you again.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Here you are.
All right. Here you are.
Here I am.
Here I am.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Well, yeah, thank you. Oh.
Fuck yeah. Pleasure.